I've been really good, if I'm allowed to say, during these pandemic times. It's a really humbling experience. I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw the numbers go up. It's been kind of crazy that all of a sudden the world is connected to you in some way. Like I've received requests for pods and interviews and doing conference talks from Brazil and India, and even visited an American talk show. But I think the most outstanding thing for me has been all the people that's seen this TED Talk that reached out to me by a message or an email saying how much they enjoyed the talk, or how uplifting it was, or how they're feeling lonely and don't know how to cope with that. I feel way more connected to so many different countries now. I think this topic has really become increasingly important. I've noticed so many people, and also for myself, we are struggling with more unknown factors in our life, like what will my health be like in the coming months or the coming week? What will my parents' health be like? There's so much more uncertainty, especially if you are between like 20 and 30 years old, that you're about to explore your life, and then it's like, oh no, I'm not. By the way, I'm just going to stay at home. So there's increasing threats also around our economy, and increasing uncertainties that can naturally be stressful for most of us. And since the context has changed so much, we're not allowed to go to the gym, we're not allowed to go to cafes as we used to. We are feeling so much more constrained and restricted. And I think it's increasingly important to still listen in and check in with yourself what your needs are. Mental health has really been an issue during this year. Several studies show that we have increased levels of depression, anxiety, and sleeping problems, for example. And those who had previous conditions are now feeling even worse. Not everyone, but you are a bit more vulnerable to it. I think now it's really more important than ever to get a good structure and routine, maybe some habit for happiness. And I think most of us are already used to having a routine around our diet, or like what we eat, or how we train and exercise our body. And we should really apply the same mindset to our own happiness and well-being. So finding a routine that works for you is one of my golden tips, something that is reoccurring, that you can do like every day or every week. And what most people find is strengthening for them are doing things that they feel really good at, where they can practice a sense of competence, just setting goal for yourself in your everyday life. It can really be around anything, but then striving for those goals is also giving us a sense of purpose and control. And just connecting, trying to stay connected to other people are also really important, as well as treating yourself even more these days, savoring positive emotions and positive situations. And I think it's really important that we stay proactive and really prioritize the habits that we feel works for us, that is strengthening our well-being. And out of all of these things, I would really emphasize the thing I also said in my TEDx, that other people are one of the most effective ways of boosting ourselves. And the best way of doing this, I would say, is finding the relationships where you get to both show your support to others, but also receiving support. So there's a reciprocity in the relationship. That's where we really flourish and blossom and feel really safe. Right now, we have to find creative ways of connecting while still respecting the social distancing. Whereas I think after the pandemic, we are always supported by good habits. And I think it's easy if you live a life where you have, well, everyone have certain problems and certain uncertainties in their life. And in order for not these things to overwhelm us, it's super important that we keep boosting ourselves by seeking out positive situations, emotions, activities that we know where we feel strong and safe and supported. So I think it's going to be really important to keep staying connected to others. It can be just like small talking to a neighbor or to your local barista. Just small interactions also can have quite a large impact on our well-being. I think I would emphasize my main point that relationships are really vital for both our mental health, but also our physical health. There are now studies showing that if we have supportive relationships around us, it can even increase our chances of living longer. And also when we're facing hardships, it's been shown in studies that we become so much more resilient if we feel that we face these hardships together with other people or in support of other people, with support of other people. So I think I would emphasize that even more. One thing that's maybe been a bit good about this social distancing is that we now really on a physical level have experienced what life is like when we can't reach out and connect as we are used to do. Because this is really a basic need for all humans, the need to connect and the need to belong. So hopefully we will step out of this pandemic and be able to connect even more to each other. I've dived deeper into this field of social relationships and now signed a book deal with a big publishing house. And my new book is going to be released in the beginning of next year, which I'm super excited about. And it's going to be about how social relationships influence our mental health, our physical health, and also our resilience. So I'm really looking forward to that. You can watch my TEDx on YouTube. Otherwise, you can find me on my webpage. It's katarinablom.com, where you can sign up for my newsletter, or otherwise just reach out and connect with me on Instagram. I'm called Katarina Blom on Instagram, so quite easy to remember.